Dang it, I forgot that. Hey, what's going on? I am going to be working on the big one today. The big one. I've got everybody's orders all packed up, ready to rock and roll. Or, well, all the Patreon stuff is ready to rock and roll. I'm waiting on Sydney to throw me some headphones real quick. Oh my god. I didn't even see... I'm shocked she didn't just break something. I'm married to a psychopath, in case you didn't know. Okay. Are these not... Oh, they didn't charge at all. Is that what's happening? Cool. Throw those over here. Alright, well, I guess I just stream in silence here. Gosh. What a way to ruin my enthusiasm before I even get started. Okay, well, at least she didn't break anything. That would have also pretty much ruined the stream, because I have some very fragile stuff right over here that almost got destroyed. Okay. So, I need to get a burger sheet for the palette. We'll be ready to rock and roll. Oh, come on. Oh, you know, I guess I could... I don't want to wear these headphones, but let me see. Let me see if these will work for me. My big headset here. Let me know if the music's too loud or anything, if you can barely hear it. I turned it down even more than it was before. I think it should be okay. But I'm sure you guys will let me know. It should be very quiet, but I just wanted to cover like the noise from the whatever. Yeah, the burger, the wax part, or whatever, silicone parchment paper is the best. I never understand why people always suggest the porous paper. It just doesn't, none of it is made at the consistency. Even like red grass isn't made at the right, like, mesh size. I don't know, whatever. The pigment that we use is too fine, so it'll get absorbed a lot more. Especially the fine art paper is really bad. Okay, so... Give me 1 second. All right. Okay, let's go. So today we are working on Zai Chuck, the gun bunny. You can see the fun little drawing Sydney did of him in the top left there. So that is the color scheme we're going to be going with. My light is like ungodly in the way here. There we go. So what do we start with? Let's start with the orange shirt, shall we? Shall we? Actually, I want to do how. Okay. Where's this camera? Over here. There we go. I'm just gonna be glazing. Oh, this camera. I always forget to fix the palette cam. I'm sorry. Just need to focus. And stay focused? Alright. Now then, this isn't the best way to start orange, but I know how to combat the issue that it causes. So, doing directly on top of the zenithal with orange is never good because you get that same effect that you do with yellow on top of the black, but we're going to go probably with like a wash anyway, so I'm not too concerned after this dries. But I just want to get this on here, kind of get everything started. Do I do the, we'll do that a separate color. Okay. Hope you're all doing good, though. We have Arthur's second appointment with a new vet at 4:30 today. Took him to the vet last week on Thursday, and then he started getting a lot worse, so we took him back on Monday, where they told us that he probably had cancer, and they would have to remove his whole leg and all of this stuff. And then they gave him an antibiotic, and the problem started to fix itself. So I doubt that it's cancer, and I doubt that they need to remove his leg. But so we're going to a second vet to figure out, hopefully, a little bit more what's going on, or at least like what their opinion is. So, and then you may notice I'm in my old glasses. I had to give up on the new glasses because they were not going to work. Let me zoom out on this. They were not going to work. I was getting like sick all the time, or dizzy, and felt like I was in a fishbowl. So it really messed with my ability to paint this week because I just kept giving them time, because that's what they say is like, okay, you got new frames, yada yada. It can take a few days to get used to, and after like day 5, I was like, you know what? These do not work. I cannot wear these, so. And now I feel normal. Oh, there's a support there. Okay. Alright, so we have like our base coat done here to begin with on the shirt. I think all this other stuff is like tied to the backpack, so I'm not too worried about that. Pants will be a different color. Okay, so let's get our like shadow color. Make a little wash over this. I need to fix that camera. I'm sorry, guys. I'll get up here in a second. So this hopefully will help with the black overlay issue I was kind of talking about. I mean, it will help. But this saves you from having to go back on top of everything over and over and over. Helps speed everything up. Oh, that's still wet, so I gotta wait a second. Let me see. I didn't see what time it was before I started. Thank you. Yeah, Sydney drew that, and she's working on Osa's illustration right now. She will probably stream working tomorrow on the Osa drawing. Let me see. Yeah, she started on this one. Alright, so let's see if I can go in here. Start down here. But yeah, it has been a very, very unpredictable week. Obviously, Monday being told that we were pretty much going to have to put Arthur to sleep because how are we going to afford... I mean, it was crazy. Like, first they told us surgery to remove the thing on his leg, then we went back in because it was looking worse, and then they said, oh, actually, we're not going to remove it, and we're going to recommend removing his whole leg, but instead we're going to have to do a large punch biopsy, and then we'll schedule, you know, for the surgery. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, so we'll get you an estimate, and that estimate was $900, not for the surgery, but for the biopsy. And the surgery was going to be $800, so it was even more expensive. And it's like, okay, well, we can't afford that, right? Like, we just, I mean, so we're gonna have to like kill the cat because I don't have enough money, right? Like, that's just, it was just such shitty news to get from a vet. But like I said, after antibiotics, it's completely different, and everything that they were saying was happening stopped happening. So that's why we're going to another vet to get the second opinion, because I'd rather not have to kill my cat needlessly. Okay, that would not be a fun vibe. So, and yeah, let me see. So that's 2. Yeah, so I got time. All right, so we're just waiting on this to dry. Even if it was bad news, though, we would. I mean, everybody knows Arthur. We'd be feeding him steak and catnip every day until he was just, you know, too sick. So, but again, all of it stopped. So unless, I mean, I think it was an infection of some kind and not like whatever this cancer is that they were saying it was. So we will see what the new vet says. Hopefully they're like, yeah, we'll just cut this off and it won't be $800. You know what I mean? So. But, you know, both of our cats are old. So, eventually there won't be good news, but that was just, like, so jarring and awful. They're like, are you broke? Well, too bad. Okay. And I would put it on our credit cards, but maxed out the credit cards in the move. What's up, Trash? Yeah, they went from, like, it's not that big of a deal to the worst situation, so. Let me pull that extra paint out. We don't need that. Alright, I think we did it. So now we can cheat our way across and go directly into highlights. You can see how vibrant this is going to be. Very, very bright. Oh, the other thing that really sucked too, right? So we were actually supposed to get it removed surgically at that other bet uh, this Thursday. So yesterday. And when we went back and they gave us all that bad news, they were like, "Oh, also, right? He needs a rabies vaccine shot update, so he's not going to be allowed to get surgery for 2 weeks." And I'm like, "You didn't tell me it. Like, they just told me, oh, he needs the shot. Come in. It's no big deal. We can do the surgery." And then they're like, "Oh, actually, we got to reschedule 2 weeks from now." I was just like, "Dude, this is." And the vet has really good reviews, like perfect reviews, like hundreds and hundreds of 5-star reviews saying they're great, they're great, they're great. And maybe they are, but not everybody has a great experience, I guess. But it was just like one thing after another, and it just, man, it was just so crappy. And of course, everybody is beyond sad. I mean, everybody that knows Art, like, everybody who's ever met Arthur rides for him, so. Probably should have trimmed this up a little bit more. I didn't perfectly remove the supports underneath those buttons, but they're not super noticeable. I'll be able to Photoshop them out whenever I take pictures anyway. Okay, so that's really nice and rich. It's too bad I didn't grab any of the fluorescence, because that would have been good for an edge highlight. But you can also, I used the So Flat fluorescents, so they're the same. If you have those, they're exactly like the paints that I was mixing, so you're not really missing out on anything amazing, other than it being much cheaper, but... Yeah, sorry if there's a delay, too. I've noticed when I moved here, there's like way more of a delay. Oh, the music's not even playing. Oh, now it is. Okay. I was like, what's happening? I just noticed there's like more of a delay, but... But like I was saying, I think it'll be Sydney's first stream tomorrow. I'm not sure when exactly. I'm guessing maybe around lunchtime or something, but... probably after I drop off all the Patreon minis, just because I want to make sure everything goes well, so... I'm probably going to do the sketch highlight as well. Did we move back? Trash. Broken Anvil is like out of business, dude. So yes, they laid everybody off, ran out of money, didn't pay some people until months later, and we had to spend all of our savings and go into debt because we wouldn't be able to afford to stay up there. So yes, we are back. The miniature that I'm painting now is one of 2 sculpts that we're releasing. I'm working with one of the sculptors I used to work with at Broken Anvil and my wife. So this is Zai Chuck. Everything that we make comes in 2 sizes, either gaming or painting, so we're working on the painting scale. Zai Chuck here, so you can see the gaming scale right there, and his little logo in the top corner. He's a little gun bunny. The other one is Osa, a cyber wasp. So our first release was 2 sci-fi minis. Our next minis are like fantasy themed. Typically we were going to do 1 and 1 every single month, so but just worked out that way. Yeah, $12,000 later, and we're back in Oklahoma. But we're happy about it, other than missing all of our friends that we made up in Washington, but we still talk to them, so. Like Justin, who's one of our engineers, he's also a sculptor, did the he's doing our production supports for all of the minis, and I was talking to Will, our old game designer, last night. I had some questions for him about some design stuff, and we're all tapped in still talking, so it's nice. Congrats to Will as well. He now works for a video game studio, which is exciting. He's never done that before. He's super hyped about it. He has a computer science degree, but he's obviously been doing tabletop game development for years. So I'm just working to brighten up all of our oranges, but it looks pretty good to me so far. Very vibrant, so we'll keep building it into the back here. If you want these minis and access to all kinds of other stuff like game development streams, things like that, you can check out our Patreon, patreon.com/allgravy. And you can see that our first shipment to patrons always goes the second, or before the second Saturday of the month. And then if you join later in the month, they'll go that last Saturday or whenever the end of the month shipment would be. So that way you always get access to it. But then after the first shipment that happens every month, they'll be added to the web store. So our web store will be opening up, I think, on Monday. So if you're not interested in the monthly stuff with all the extras, I don't know why you wouldn't be, because you're actually saving money, because shipping is included. But the minis will be for sale on our website, so you can get those. All right. Start building over here, and then I'll go brighter, and we will glaze down and move on to the next color. I'm thinking maybe we do his fur, so that way we can sort of balance out the rest of the color palette before doing like the neon gun, or like his carrot grenade. Kind of hard to get right in between there, but we'll just make it a little bit darker. Thank you. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Okay, so all right, let's go bright. I think I'll use, what do I want to use? I guess. All right, I'll use this orange right here. Oh, speaking of Will, he just messaged me. Nice. Thank you, Will. Now I got some reading to do. All right. Okay. So this isn't really like a color I would use for the edge highlight, but this is a color that I want to use to brighten underneath the glaze, if that makes sense. So let's see how much I can actually sort of pull this out without too much work. Let's see. Oop. Okay, this color, I forgot how intense this color is. So again, I'm highlighting this up to glaze up underneath. Let me get, where's that button? Hold on. There's a bugger on my brush. I gotta fix that here in a second. Okay, and we'll test the glaze on top of this here in a second, but I already know this is gonna work just fine, so. Put way too much of this paint on the palette for what I'm doing. This is gonna drive me crazy though, this little smidge underneath, but I can edit it out in the picture. It's not a big deal. Ah! Just mess that up. Did not mean to hit it like that. Alright. As I casually go, ah! The playtest document for Paranormal should be live on Patreon this weekend. The whole Arthur ordeal sort of set that backwards, so if you are interested in getting that, just keep an eye out, and you should have access here pretty soon. Actually, was working on it a little bit more before tossing it out there in the wild. But if you haven't been on Patreon this week, the explanation of the game and the player packet was live on Tuesday. So if you haven't been on there, definitely go check that out. That post will be available for you. All right. I don't have to worry too much about how smooth these small brush strokes are because we're glazing on top to sort of clean them up. That's the nice part about that. I still obviously can't be like insane because I want this to be more of a soft highlight that's going on, but let's see, throw some here. This brush has the lead hair is going crazy on it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me see. You see it? Hold on. Let me show you what I'm fighting against. You see that? It just keeps pulling boogers. Let me see. See if that fixed it. Nah, it's still there. I don't want to cut it off because the last time I did that, I literally messed up the brush because I didn't do the right spot, but we'll deal with it for now. All right, so I'm going to glaze over the light orange here. And we'll see how that fares. And this is also a little bit shiny, so I'll hit this with varnish too, sooner than later here. But it looks like with the glaze, this is looking pretty good. I'll have to do it twice based on how thin I applied that, but we'll go back in for a second run. Yeah, it looks good. So that looks really good. Let me cool. Is that a hair that somehow got stuck? Oh my god. Always a battle somewhere. Alright. But I think that's pretty good. Alright, let me hit this with varnish really quick too. Let me know where we're at. Alright, so I'll dry here in 2 seconds. Really the red is the where the shine's coming through. What varnish am I using? I use the AGG Ultra Matte here, mostly during the painting process. I use it at the end as well whenever I varnish something to finish it off, but I always do that through the airbrush. I don't like varnishing with the airbrush and then painting back on top because the AGG creates sort of like this like porous texture just because of how it atomizes or whatever when it goes to the airbrush. So I usually avoid that, but otherwise it is good. It's probably, I don't know, like I don't have a recommendation in terms of how effective it is at like really protecting the Mini, you know, through wear and tear necessarily, but for the reasons that I use it, it's awesome. So you can see already completely different now that it's dry. That bit of shine is gone. Still drying, but that helps me sort of know what I still need to do. You can actually tell where I missed a spot right there. So I'll just hit that really quick. Oop, and that'll chill out for us. But yeah, it is the varnish that I recommend, and a lot of studio painters use that before their photography as well. Okay, so I actually think I'm going to... We'll go through here. You can also mix it directly into paint when you're working as well, which is another nice trick. So, all right, let me see what I want to pull up on here. So I'm just looking for the top volume spots here. Yeah, I'll keep working on top of the varnish. It's literally so I can see exactly like where I'm at with my color. But I think we're pretty good here. Alright, so we'll glaze on top of this. But yeah, I like where the orange is right now. I think that looks good. I don't know what we're going to do for the pants. Maybe like an army green, a darker green. That's probably a safe bet. I'll go ahead and apply that on there. Ow! Why am I shaking this one? This is the hand that hurts. I just knuckled my wedding ring. God, that hurt. That was not fun. That varnish works really well too if you are using the Army Painter Speed Paint 2.0. If you mix in a little bit and you apply it for a base coat, fantastic. So, if you were someone that uses those paints, give that trick a try. So I'm actually going to mix with this green paint for the glaze. Alright, so let that dry. Alright, so now that's ready to rock on the arm. I'll go ahead and glaze over. That'll probably be good. We're going to go one more time, and then I'll go back with that really bright orange. Alright, so that glaze over the zenithal on the leg will be good. I don't know what we're going to do for some of these other details, but what could I throw on there? So we've got magenta. We've got magenta on the glasses. I think this is going to be a cream color, the collar. So I'll do that now. I have PTSD from doing ivory after working on my buddy Jake's Spire's Founders model, because the whole thing is like bone cream tan. This color's already pretty orange, actually. But we'll go up to like ivory white on this portion. Probably a blue-black for the other parts. Still got some supports right behind his head there. I forgot to cut out, but I don't think anybody's going to see them in the picture, so... Alright, so we'll let that dry. You know what, let's do the same color on this little bag. I think that'll actually look really nice. Katya shared a preview of our elf miniature. She's starting the blockout pose. She probably has more done. Did I just pull? Oh, I just pulled green out. That's fine. That's fine. But it looks really awesome. I'm excited to see how that ends up. The second mini as well is going to be sick. Okay, so we've got those two. I'm trying to think anything else. The shoes, I want to do something crazy. But there is, like, banding. Straps. Okay, so we'll do that separate color. Okay. So I think what we'll do is we will do a neon green for the gun. I didn't know if we were going to do the pink or the neon green, but we'll do the neon green. Okay. This is going to be really bright. Going directly on top of the white here. It'll dull with the zenithal a lot, but this green is one of my favorite colors I mix. Because it is so intense. Awesome. This backside is going to be a little bit darker, obviously, because there's way more of the shadow from the zenithal. Oh, I need to clean up that edge. Alright, we'll let that dry. Let's do the base coat on the fur really quick. So I need my cool black here. Cool white. Anybody in the chat going to go to Adepticon next year? I think Sydney and I are going to go for the first time. Oh, great. Let's not waste it. That's all the paint that I need. There we go. Perfect. I did not thin that enough for the base coat. Now, actually, the purple that Sydney used, or the gray, is kind of purpley in the highlight, so I'm going to shift this up to more of a purple gray. But that'll work well against this sort of darker blue gray. Now, Poppy, our rabbit, is black. But for painting purposes, I was like, let me not do black, because that can be a little bit harder to clash with. I like this sort of neutral color we're going to go with all of the color in his outfit and everything like that, so... Anybody have any fun plans for this weekend? We've got none. Other than whatever streaming stuff we have going on. The 20th, we have friends coming over. We're going to play more Cthulhu Death May Die, so we are excited about that. I need to build the player dashboards my parents got us for Christmas last year. Literally never got around to putting them around together, but now that we have a group that wants to play, we're going to throw them together. Alright, I think that color is perfect for our base coat. I'm going to go a little bit darker here for throwing a little bit of green. There we go. I'm going to go darker for like some of these other details here. Actually, let's go ahead and do all this because I know that the metal will be its own separate highlight, but this color works just fine. So we will just utilize as much of the same base coat as we can. Dungeons of Drakkenheim. Sounds fun. Yeah, I want to get some RPG time in. Our friend group down here is also the gaming group, so I would like to play Quest really bad. I wanted to play Quest up in Washington, but that wasn't really like, you know, we were all so miserable at our job that whenever we all got together to hang out and play games, like, we didn't have a lot of time to do full-blown roleplay sessions. It was mostly like, let's eat, let's drink, let's play some funny board games. And we got together a lot. Like, every other weekend we were having people over, but... Okay. Now, this looks like, actually, this kind of connects into this, which is cool. So that's what I'm going to pretend is happening. Yeah, I have no idea what color I'm going to use for the body of this bag, but we'll get it figured out. We'll just make this whole thing, actually. Okay. Maybe do this dark too. Okay, alright, so let's do... I don't know what color I want to do the metal for the goggles, so we will just throw a base coat down on the strap. Oh wow, I missed like an entire... That's fine. We can edit that, no big deal. Alright, we're pretty much where I want to be at. Now for the boots, I guess just like a nice leather color, I suppose, or... We can do something like this. I would do something really bright for the boot, but I feel like it doesn't make sense with his outfit, so... Okay. I should have painted him like Tim's. Even though these soles are sort of like Balenciaga's. We're whenever we mood board minis, there's usually a clothing reference. Okay, so we got that. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know what I want to do with the backpack at all, but everything else is relatively there for now. So let's keep working on the jacket. I'm going to hit one more coat on the guns. That way it's relatively solid. Then I can do a wash. And then highlight it with white. And then do the edges again. That way it'll be really, really bright. Then we can weather the edges if we want. Make it look like it's been used, whatever. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna mix these two together actually and do some glaze highlight. Let me change my song here real quick. Glazing, we will go. A little bit brighter. I need to go darker in between where the zipper is, or the whatever the fold is. I said zipper when there's literally buttons right in front of me, but you get it. Okay. So, we got that highlighted pretty well. Let me go dark here. Is that okay? I might do it one more time. All right. Keep highlighting here. Awesome. Now I'll probably hit that arm as well. What time is it? Okay. So I'm going to varnish this arm before we start going back into that. I don't know what to do on the patch. I'll do something funny. Alright, so let that dry. I hate it when Spotify like plays you a song that you absolutely don't want to hear, but you're in the middle of trying to paint buttons, so you can't change it. I think I'll go ahead and go dark on this. Do the magenta. I don't know if I have my favorite magenta out here, so I might have to use... We'll use this one. No, I'll use this one. I don't have a Reaper clear magenta. So I'll use the speed paint, but I'll mix it with varnish. Oh, no. Why did the... Okay. You see that right here? The actual nipple came off. Look at that. Okay. I don't think I have a paper towel. Wait, I do. No, I had a roll of paper towels in here. Okay, I don't know where it went. All right, we're just gonna paint off the desk here. Very advanced technique. That sucked. Hold on. Hold on. Let me figure out what to do. Where are you? There we go. Can I hit it with one of these? Or, one of these? A little applause. Okay. Should have just gone for the other color, but with the paint range that I mixed, it was like impossible to get a true magenta, so I wanted to do clears, of course. Why wouldn't I? Alright, so let's do... I'm gonna use a cool green here. No, wait, I'm supposed to be doing the... Okay. Okay. Well, I'll keep doing the shirt. I also feel like the varnish sort of gave out on me there, so I'm gonna apply it again. Try that again. Almost got it where I wanted it, but I think there was water in the brush when I applied it, so that's why it didn't really give me what I was looking for. Happens sometimes. Actually, it looks good on this side, so yeah, it was water in the brush. I do like the base color for the boots. I think that'll work. Alright, so we just gotta let that dry for a second. We'll keep rendering out the orange. Pretty sure. Not bad, though. Don't know what to do with the base, though. Both of them, I think I'm gonna print some accessories. Let's see. Sydney. Messaging here. Alright, so it's 3 o'clock. Okay. Okay. Alright, so that was perfect. That's gonna dry to where I'm looking for, so we can start highlighting. So I'm start glazing over the harsher highlights. Just like we did in the center. We'll just start smoothing everything out. I do see some spots here that I want to go back in with the like redder orange to get that to go back down. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I don't need to. We'll see. This side needs a lot more highlighting, so. Good old orange. I'm trying to think the last thing I painted that had a bunch of orange on it. I don't remember. I think it had to have been something for a Kickstarter. Because I don't usually... Oh, I think it was for these paints doing like contrast example on the Poxwalkers. Alright, I'm gonna do a little shadow glaze here. Looks like right here. Okay, so that is probably good for rebuilding that. Keep it going. This up a little bit, but not a lot. I just want that to actually show up from below. Yeah, just like that. Cool. Okay. I had mixed in some of the varnish stuff, but it didn't really do much. I guess I can do more right here. Just want to get it just as right as I have the center of the shirt there currently. I might go brighter, but again, I'm gonna wait until we highlight like the skin, probably this fur, because that'll tell me how bright I can go for everything else. I don't have anything that's gonna be white. Maybe a patch. Oh, that's not true. Actually, we know that we're doing the padding underneath the like that neck thing, and then underneath the straps of the backpack is gonna be like cream colored, and then probably that. I don't know why I said that. I just totally forgot, I guess. We're not doing anything white. Oh, yeah, except like these two spots. Duh. Alright, so that's pretty good. This interior portion is not going to be very fun, only because I know that I'll have to do it like off camera, just from the way that I prefer to hold the Mini. I haven't decided either. I'll probably do brown for a airbrush shadow application. I thought about like purple. I think I'm just gonna keep it realistic, or I don't know. I thought about like, you know, teal, magenta. Try and do like some kind of you know, 2-color OSL vaporwave something, but I think we'll just not do that. Oh, actually, it might be easy to highlight inside the arm. I'm doing it right now. I lied. I'm just pushing the brush up in there to get it to taper. Ah, right here is the issue. Nice. Gotta love a good paint delivery. All right, looks like we got it. Pretty much where I want it. So, pretty much everything else base coated. Got the shirt to what we were looking for. We'll get the fur going pretty well. Remember, I want to go to that sort of like lilac highlight color. Camera's being so weird. It's like focusing on a weird spot. It's supposed to be my face, but it's not. I don't know what's going on. But got it to where we were looking. Remember, these will be for sale individually on our web shop, probably on Monday. Otherwise, you can check out the Patreon, patreon.com/allgravy, if you already aren't a patron. Thank you so much, of course, to all of our patrons at the Gravy Navy tier and above. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Remember, I think Sydney's first stream is going to be tomorrow, so make sure you show up in support for that. And that will be it for me today. Thanks so much, everybody. I will catch you all later.